Hello, my name is Elijah Lujan, and today I will be reviewing the material from ACSM Chapter 12, which focuses on client fitness assessments. The purpose of this presentation is not only to refresh what has been learned in class, but also to highlight the most important points so that we are better prepared for the upcoming exam. So, let's get started. The objectives for this presentation are straightforward. First, I want to review the contents from Chapter 12 in detail. Second, I will connect these topics to what we have studied throughout the semester, showing how everything ties together. Finally, I will go over some of the key concepts and testing protocols so that we can be confident and ready when it comes time for testing. Fitness assessments overview. The fitness assessments are a broad category that includes several areas: resting cardiovascular measures, body composition, cardiorespiratory fitness, muscular fitness, and flexibility. Each of these assessments gives us valuable information about a client's overall health and physical abilities, and together they help us create a clear picture of where the client stands. The needs analysis. Before any testing begins, it is important to perform a needs analysis. This step involves looking closely at the client's movement patterns, the specific psychological demands they face, and any past injuries or health concerns. By taking these factors into account, we can design assessments that are both safe and relevant for each individual client. The sequence of testing outlined by ACSM is assigned to ensure accuracy and reduce the chances of fatigue interfering with results. Testing should start with resting measurements, then move on to body composition, followed by cardiorespiratory fitness, muscular fitness, and finally flexibility. Following this order helps us gather the most reliable data as possible. Resting measurements. At rest, we focus on measuring two key things: heart rate and blood pressure. We can take heart rate at several sites, such as the radial, brachial, or arteries. For blood pressure, we record both systolic and dystolic values, paying special attention to signs of hypertension, which is the most common health risk throughout. Anthropometrics and body composition. Body composition can be evaluated using a variety of methods. Simple approaches include body mass index, circumferences, and waist to hip ratio. More advanced methods include skin fold testing, bioelectrical impedance analysis, and dual energy X-ray absorptiometry. Excuse me. Each method has its advantages and limitations. So it is important to select the right one for the situation. The cardiorespiratory fitness can be measured in two ways. The most direct method is through a VO2 max test, but there are also indirect options such as the mile-and-a-half test, run test, step tests, or submaximal cycle and treadmill tests. These measures help us understand how efficiently the body can deliver oxygen through exercise, during exercise. Muscular fitness includes both strength and endurance. Strength can be tested using a one repetition maximum, while endurance is often measured with tests like push-ups or sit-ups. Both strength and endurance are essential not only for athletic performance but also for the daily tasks that people perform in everyday life. Flexibility and mobility. Flexibility is commonly tested with the sit and reach test, while mobility and movement quality are often assessed through functional movement screens. These types of assessments are important because they can highlight movement limitations or imbalances, which help us prevent injuries in the future. Senior fitness tests. For older adults, specialized assessments are used to measure functional ability. The senior fitness test battery includes exercises such as the chair stand, arm curl, 6-minute walk, and flexibility measures like the chair sit and reach. These tests are designed to evaluate whether seniors can maintain independence in their daily lives. The most important takeaways from Chapter 12 are to always follow the correct test sequence, understand the testing protocols, and ensure that tests are both valid and reliable. It is equally important to choose assessments that fit the client's individual needs so the results are meaningful. To prepare this presentation, I myself had also pulled in information from the study guides that I've done this semester. These included material on health appraisals, testing protocols, flexibility, and the SALIS method, which I'll get into the last minute of this presentation. Bringing these resources together helps reinforce the concepts from Chapter 12. Client consultation and health appraisal are critical parts of the assessment process. During this step, we evaluate a client's risk factors, classify them as low, moderate, or high risk, and make referrals when necessary. This stage also includes handling legal agreements, informed consent, and being prepared for any emergencies as needed. Fitness testing protocols and norms. This section reviews the order of testing once again and introduces the use of normative data, which allows us to classify results as excellent, average, or in need of improvement. It also reviews key terminology for blood pressure and explains methods for strength testing. Flexibility and functional movement screening are essential because they help us spot asymmetries, weaknesses, or risks for injury. For example, the sit and reach test or chair stand and walk tests are useful tools. By reassessing these over time, we can track improvements and adjust training programs accordingly and necessarily. And now, the SALIS method. The SALIS method is a more holistic approach to client assessment. It considers not just biological factors, but also psychological and sociocultural aspects. This method even uses fingerprints to estimate neuromotor potential, which shows how unique and individualized every client's fitness plan can be. So in conclusion, ACSM Chapter 12 ties all of these ideas together by showing us how to perform assessments, follow protocols, and apply the results in practical ways. These tools are valuable not only for keeping clients safe and creating effective programs, but also for preparing us to succeed on the exam with everything that has been taught and learned this semester from what I learned from ACSM as Chapter 12. Thank you for your time for getting this presentation through, and I hope that this helps, and thank you once again.